Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And after picking up about 4 to 6 inches of snow throughout at least the lower elevations of the Wenatchee Valley, just some scattered snow and even some rain mixed in at times this afternoon. We're still seeing and still saw some low clouds throughout the afternoon. This looking down from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera, and you can still see low clouds hanging over the Wenatchee Valley, and we still have a pretty decent chance to pick up more precipitation throughout the evening hours tonight. In fact, we have a 70% chance of more rain and possibly a little bit of snow. As you can see by our map, Wenatchee, maybe an inch of snow tonight. I think things will really taper off late tonight and especially in our early morning hours of Thursday. But there is that possibility. We could still see some new snow, and it looks like a pretty good dumping still predicted just to our northwest in the Cascades. And we'll have much more on your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The mayor of Tonasket came under fire last night during a regular city council meeting. We'll tell you why. Newly elected Chelan County Commissioner Bob Boogert says he's getting comfortable in his newly elected position. And a snow angel of a different sort appeared Tuesday afternoon in Wenatchee. But first, we begin tonight. The city of Wenatchee will not be reconsidering its approval of the Black Rock Terrace subdivision, despite a request from the state to do so. The state attorney's general office, on behalf of the Department of Fish and Wildlife, had told the city the 13-acre, 17-home foothills development threatens mule deer habitat. But in his denial, hearings examiner Andy Kotkamp pointed out that Fish and Wildlife did not attend either of the two public hearings on the proposal and was asked at his request only for clarity on access restrictions. With the denial, any opposition to the subdivision will now need to be filed in Chelan County Superior Court by February 1st. The mayor of Tonasket came under fire last night during a regular city council meeting. The OMAC Chronicle reports the town's mayor, Dennis Brown, was accused of asking a former city police officer, Jose Perez, to change his name from Jose to Joseph because it sounded too, quote, stereotypical, too Hispanic, unquote. The mayor has denied the accusations, explaining that the name change was a translation. Perez approached the city council this week with his complaint.
My name is Jose Perez, former police officer in Tonasket. On a day and time, I have it written down. The mayor walked into the office, he told me, I changed your name from Jose to Joseph because Jose sounds too stereotypical.
Wow.
And you stood up there and lied?
It sounds too Hispanic.
And you just
lied.
You just denied
You
it?
represent our town.
Witnessed. He asked me to introduce myself to the public as Joseph. We went on a ride-along. In that ride-along, we met a citizen. That citizen introduced himself. I introduced myself. I said, my name is Officer Jose Perez. Mayor looks at me. He says, what did we talk about? I went back and said, my name is Joseph Perez.
The Chronicle reports that Mayor Brown has been under a watchful eye from the public after the firing, rehiring, and then firing of Police Chief Darren Odegaard last month and Officer John Cruz. Perez was terminated Sunday afternoon. The city has since disbanded its police department. Councilmember Jill Ritter also announced at Monday's meeting that she's casting a no confidence vote for the mayor. Newly elected Chelan County Commissioner Bob Boogert says he's getting comfortable in his newly elected position. Boogert, who succeeds former District 2 Commissioner Keith Gaynor, says he's still on the learning curve as he starts his second week on the job.
A lot of time working with other county elected officials and department heads going through a lot of the implementation for things in 2019. And a lot of work with Bill Larson as far as the jail and staffing changes there that he's working on some restructuring issues there. And you know, the common theme, Steve, is that I am just continually impressed with the professionalism and the energy level of the people here that work for the county. They're truly great public servants, and it's truly an honor to be working with them. And so I'm very excited over this opportunity. Got a lot to learn, though, that's for sure.
Boogert will represent the county's 2nd district, which encompasses parts of unincorporated western Wenatchee extending to the Upper Valley. That includes Cashmere, Dryden, Peshaston, Leavenworth, Plain, and Lake Wenatchee. Among the projects he'll be overseeing is the replacement of the West Cashmere Bridge, which is scheduled to start in the spring. Well, a snow angel of a different sort appeared Tuesday afternoon in Wenatchee. As the snow was accumulating and people were thinking about their commute home, 25-year-old real estate agent Colton Riblet was thinking about how he could use his Jeep Wrangler to help motorists having problems. Riblet posted his offer of free help on Facebook, and people loved it to the tune of more than 380 likes, almost 50 shares, and more than 60 comments. Most of those comments were praise for Colton's offer. There also were others willing to help him if he needed it.
Well, it exploded. There was quite a few people that at least showed their thankfulness for the offer, and then there was quite a few people that actually reached out for help as well. I was able to help 5. I had more people than that reach out for help, but the amount of time I had just wasn't enough to get to them all. Some of them, obviously, when the law enforcement arrives, they call for a tow truck if it hasn't already been called. So a lot of times they'd be towed by the time I got there. The reason I did it is, well, recently I found myself in a ditch myself up on Chumstick Highway, and there was no cell phone coverage, so I had no ability to call a friend or get help. I had to wait for police to respond, which took about an hour, and then wait for the tow truck to respond, which took a longer time than that. So it was just really ingrained in my head of how much of a painful situation that was. And then on top of that, having to pay the $300 tow bill, as I was paying it, I was realizing, that is obviously a huge hardship for some. So I would hate to have somebody pay that couldn't afford it. So that's what really made me think about it today when the snow started flying and seeing people losing control of their vehicles. I just started to think about it.
Coming up next, federal workers furloughed due to the partial government shutdown may apply for unemployment benefits to help them meet their financial obligations. Newly appointed Wenatchee School Board member Karina Vega-Villa was sworn into office yesterday, and the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is now implementing a new quiet time where the animals get a much-needed midday break. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete, and I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, federal workers furloughed due to the partial government shutdown may apply for unemployment benefits to help them meet their financial obligations while they wait to return to their jobs. That from the Washington State Employment Security Department on Tuesday. Due to the shutdown, furloughed workers should be able to provide verification of their wages when requested because ESD may be unable to reach their employers to verify their wages. Valid documents could include copies of pay stubs or W-2 forms. More than 73,000 federal employees worked in Washington as of the first quarter of 2018. ESD has received unemployment benefits applications from roughly 1,000 workers since the furlough started. As required by law, workers who receive back pay should plan to repay any benefits received. Newly appointed Wenatchee School Board member Karina Vega-Villa was sworn into office by Chelan County Superior Court Judge Travis Brandt during ceremonies prior to Tuesday's board meeting. Vega-Villa, seen here with her husband and 2 children, was selected from a field of 5 finalists to replace Dr. Walter Newman, who retired in December. Vega-Villa is an adjunct biology instructor and program director for the Math, Engineering, and Science Achievement Program at Wenatchee Valley College. MESA offers academic and professional support services to qualifying students who intend to transfer to 4-year universities in pursuit of science, technology, and engineering and mathematics, or STEM, majors. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is now implementing a new quiet time where the animals get a much-needed midday break. NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson has more.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Renee, you guys have a new program lined up for the animals, don't you?
We do. We launched it yesterday, and that is we have a quiet time. It's an hour each day where the adoption halls and the stray halls are closed down. The lights are turned off, the music's turned off, staff doesn't access, volunteers don't access, and we actually close our front doors to the public and just allow the animals some downtime. It's pretty crazy if you think our staff comes in at 6 a.m. and starts cleaning kennels, and so the animals have a lot of stimulation throughout the day, and then we have volunteers that come in and either socialize or walk the dogs or do different things with them. And then of course we have many potential adopters that come in and want to meet and interact with the animals, and then just people that want to see the animals throughout the day. So basically, if you think about your cat at home, how much your cat sleeps, our animals have about 12 hours of interrupted time throughout the day. Wow. And I would say my cat sleeps at least that much.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to kind of get them that time to just recharge, kind of bring that stimulation level down, and get that peaceful feeling so that they can kind of be on their best behavior, because we're finding, it can make them sick, it can make them agitated, it can make them just not their best self, and we want them to not only be their best self, but also just have that emotional downtime for them. It's from 1:30 to 2:30, Monday through Friday. And animal care and control is still available by phone, but our lobbies are shut down so that while the animals are taking their rest period, we're doing training and other enrichment things for the staff, getting caught up on paperwork, things like that. So, yeah.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Beginning this Friday, the viaduct in Seattle will be closed to prepare for the opening of the new SR 99 tunnel. The Washington State Department of Transportation says the new tunnel is one of the safest tunnels ever constructed, built to withstand strong earthquakes and equipped with smart safety systems designed to keep traffic moving and people safe. In tonight's feature story, a look at the new SR 99 tunnel.
When the new SR 99 tunnel opens in Seattle, it will be one of the smartest tunnels ever built. Let's start with ventilation. In normal traffic, vehicles pull fresh air through the tunnel using something called the piston effect. Every few seconds, electronic sensors on the tunnel walls sample the air. When there's an uptick in emissions, like during a traffic jam, the sensors activate the tunnel's jet fans. The strong fans pull fresh air from the entrances and push it into the tunnel. If more help is needed to clear the air, for example, in a car fire, large, powerful exhaust fans automatically kick in. They act like giant vacuum cleaners, suctioning exhaust and smoke through the louvers on the tunnel wall, pulling it through the tunnel's ventilation corridor, then up and out of the large yellow stacks of the operations buildings. There's a fan at the base of each stack. Ventilation is just one example of how the systems in this smart tunnel talk and listen to each other. The fire suppression system is another. More than 8 miles of fiber optic heat sensors line the tunnel ceilings. If the sensors detect heat, they activate the fans and alert tunnel staff. A live camera shot then pops up on the tunnel operator's screen in the WashDOT Traffic Management Center. If there's no fire, the tunnel operator stops the sprinklers from turning on. But if there is a fire, sprinklers activate over the fire. The tunnel is divided into more than 100 safety zones that allow this kind of targeted response. Tunnel operators can switch on electronic signs to let drivers know what's ahead, and can also make announcements on public address and AM/FM radio override systems. In the rare case you're asked to leave your vehicle, flashing lights lead to the exit doors, where inside there's a safe place to wait or get assistance. The exit corridor also has a separate ventilation system, so fresh air stays inside even when the exit doors are opened. Finally, if an evacuation is needed, a protected passageway allows safe exit from the tunnel. These are just some of the ways WashDOT has safety covered, so you can travel with confidence when the new tunnel opens.
Time now for a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get into those details, let's take a look outside our weather window. And this was pretty much our story throughout the afternoon. We did see a rain-snow mix begin about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the Wenatchee Valley. This looking down from our Rock Island Sky-Fi Tower camera. And you can see a nice coat of white all over North Central Washington. As I mentioned at the top of the newscast, about 4 to 6 inches. That was the average around the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area. Of course, much higher totals in the higher elevations around North Central Washington. As far as temperatures go today, pretty much where we should be for this time of year. We got to 32 degrees for our high. That's after starting off at 27 this morning. 33 is our normal high, 24 our normal low. Record high on this date was 2007 at 48 degrees. Record low, 3 below zero in 1974. We did pick up almost 0.2 of an inch of precipitation over the past 24 hours, so that leaves us at 0.18 inches for the year since January 1st. Sunrise this morning was at 7:47, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:30. Now let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect tonight at 10 o'clock. Cloudy skies still not ruling out precipitation even at 10 o'clock tonight. About a 70% chance for a rain-snow mix as this system still swings some moisture up into Washington State. That will all change, and our weather trend gets very nice as we move into the end of the week, especially by Friday. High pressure will slide up. You can see it right here in northern Nevada. That will just creep up into Idaho and into eastern Oregon, and that will bring us some nice weather. We'll see warm temperatures that will keep most of the activity that's out in the Pacific at bay. And we will continue to see this clockwise rotation around high pressure that will kind of build a wall off the west coast of Washington State. We expect some fog to start our day on Saturday. Partly cloudy skies then by afternoon. Mild temperatures. You can see the dark gray. That's some fog that will still linger throughout the day. High temperatures as we move into Sunday will be around 40 degrees. We'll see mostly sunny skies. Boy, won't it be nice on Sunday. Still an area of low pressure trying to nudge in, but that strong high pressure in the Great Basin area will keep it at bay at least for a few more days next week. As we kick off your next work week, Monday at 2 o'clock, partly cloudy skies, mild conditions once again, and the same goes for Tuesday before we see some storminess move back our way as high pressure weakens, and that will be by Wednesday of next week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to a very mild 33 degrees. Keep in mind, we could see precipitation tonight, and with our temperatures right around the freezing mark, it could be a little bit slick if you are traveling around the Wenatchee Valley. Much warmer for your Thursday, 42 degrees under partly cloudy skies. A little bit of fog both Friday and Saturday with high temperatures upper 30s and lower 40s. And our nice weather continues on Sunday. We'll see mostly sunny skies, mild conditions, 38 the high temperature for Sunday, 38 as well on Monday, before we cool down just slightly by Tuesday, mostly cloudy then and mild with a high temperature of 37. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Yes, we are live from Studio 2. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday, today in history and birthdays. Tom Potter joins me in studio. How are you? And Rod Cool is my guest today. The expert is Bonnie Orr. We're broadcasting live from Studio 4, from Studio 2, Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee. Time for the obscure holiday of the day. Your Dog to Work Day, Beautician's Day. It's National Selfie Day, and in honor of National Selfie Day, I'm going to take a picture of myself.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
Good Wednesday to you. I'm Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Granstrom, who's on assignment this week. And a good Wednesday to you. Now, normally we begin our sports report with results from yesterday in high school, but there were more events postponed than were actually contested yesterday. But the Moses Lake bowling team did make the trek to Eastmont Lanes in East Wenatchee yesterday to take on the first place Wenatchee Panthers in girls bowling, and the Panthers emerged on top 3-1. Total pin count also went the Panthers' way, 2,136 for Wenatchee, 1,894 for the Chiefs. Hannah Johnson paced the Panthers with a 257 in the first game. Fortunately, there's only about 3 miles that separate Wenatchee High School from Eastmont High School, so the boys' swimming and diving meet did take place at the YMCA Aquatic Center, and the Wenatchee Panthers had no problems beating the Wildcats 130-51 in a battle of unbeaten teams. The Panthers continued their stranglehold on first place in the Big Nine. The Wildcats slipped to second. So that's what took place yesterday. This is what didn't take place yesterday. Look at that list. The West Valley at Eastmont bowling match, the Davis at Eastmont wrestling match, the Wenatchee at Moses Lake wrestling match, and the Chelan at Cascade girls and boys basketball doubleheaders, all postponed because of the weather. When those contests are rescheduled, we will let you know. Well, the final AP Top 25 football poll came out yesterday. To nobody's surprise, the Clemson Tigers, the unanimous #1 team in the country, the Washington State Cougars, coming off their first 11-win season in school history, they finished ranked in the final poll for the first time since 2003. It's also the first time in school history that the Cougars finished as the highest-ranked team in the conference. In fact, the only 2 teams in the conference that were ranked were the Cougars at number 10 and the Huskies at number 13. And finally, on this Wednesday, a very unique sporting event is going to hit the track this weekend at the Leavenworth Fest Hall. Our very own Caitlin Heddersheet filed this report.
A live-action roller derby tournament is hitting Leavenworth this weekend. It's the 5th annual Bavarian Brews Fest, hosted by local team Apple City Roller Derby.
We are doing Bavarian Brews Fest again this weekend, January 12th and 13th, up at the Fest Hall in Leavenworth. We have 10 teams coming from all over Washington State and Canada. So it was originally a one-day 6-team tournament, and now it's become this huge thing with it 10 teams and all weekend.
With Derby, it is a full contact sport, and there's a lot of offense and defense. You have to really keep on your toes, look around you at all times, and yes, people do get bruised a lot.
The event is a fundraiser for the team with food and beer run by local nonprofit Upper Valley Mend. The tournament brings 10 teams to the Bavarian town from around the Pacific Northwest, including Canada.
So we have 3 pickup teams this year. We have Blair Hits Project, which is brand new. I think they've only played once or twice together. And we have Chaos Theory, who I think this is their 4th year in a row of coming. And same with OBA, or Overbeaters Anonymous. Overbeaters Anonymous is my personal favorite because their logo is amazing, and all of their derby names are food related. So you have like Taco Truck and Me So Hungry, and it's just some really, really funny derby names. So they're my favorite. And then Avalanche, which is from Canada, which is so awesome that they're coming.
Bavarian Brews Fest is a really great way for us to showcase the event, the sport, and our ability to put it on a great show for everybody around. It's a really great sense of community. It's athletically challenging. It's a lot of fun.
Tickets for the 2-day tournament are available online or at the door, and the event also features a drag show by House of Voodoo on Saturday night.
So what they can expect is some really hard-hitting derby, and they can come in and out all day if they buy a weekend ticket. So they can check out the sites in Leavenworth, go grab a beer, go get some food, come back, watch a game or two.
House of Voodoo, it's going to be a drag show that we'll put on at the Fest Hall immediately following the last game Saturday night.
Pick up tickets for the drag show at the door for $5, and for a full schedule of the tournament or to buy your tickets in advance, visit applecityrollerderby.com.
Thank you very much for that report, Kat. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Recapping tonight's top story, the city of Wenatchee will not be reconsidering its approval of the Black Rock Terrace subdivision, despite a request from the state to do so. The state attorney's general office, on behalf of the Department of Fish and Wildlife, had told the city that the 13-acre, 17-home foothills development threatens mule deer habitat. But in his denial, hearings examiner Andy Kotkamp pointed out that Fish and Wildlife did not attend either of the 2 public hearings on the proposal and was asked at his request only for clarity on access restrictions. With the denial, any opposition to the subdivision will now need to be filed in Chelan County Superior Court by February 1st. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central